was a Tavanam in a Ghana Ragam. Did anybody recognize it? Just say Shri Ragam. Yeah. So Shri is a very weighty, deep Ragam. There are many phrases in it where you can feel the Ragam, like it's almost like you're pulling and tugging at the Ragam when you sing it. That's kind of how you describe the weightiness of a Ragam. This is what a Ghana Ragam sounds like. Okay? So in this Ragam there are some phrases that are like softer and they flow more melodically. But that doesn't mean that is just Ghanam. There are other components to the Ragam that are kind of like softer. But since it's mostly Ghanam, we classify it as a Ghana Ragam. Okay? So the second classification of a Ragam is Nayam. So Nayam can be, like another word for Nayam is Rakti Ragam. So what is Rakti Ragam? First let's talk about the opposite of Rakti, which is Virakti. Does anybody know what Virakti means? Virakti means Ghana. What is Virakti? Frustration. Depression. Kind of. Almost like a disinterest, like a disliking. You don't want to indulge in it. Yeah? So, yeah.
Means like, passionate?
Yeah, almost. So what is the opposite of feeling like disinterested and doesn't want to indulge? You want to indulge, which is Rakti. Right? You want to soak in that ragam, you want to feel how it flows, and it's almost like as O just said, like almost like a passionate feeling. Okay? And so this raga, instead of being more bold, it captivates through like a gentle approach. You'll hear more gentle navigation through the raga, like a little bit flowy. Okay? So some examples of Rakti Ragams, does anybody want to guess? Yeah, Vaibhav? Sahana. It's a good one. Any others?
Uncle is saying Kamas.
Uncle is saying Kamas. Mixed raga. But for the most part, Sahana is a very, very good example of a Rakti or Ragam with Naya. Okay? There are so many phrases in Sahana that are so, like, they just flow. Okay? Let me sing a couple of those phrases for you. Okay? There's so much like karuna rasa, like so much passion, so much, it just flows like that. That's what Raktitvam, that's what you call it. The element of being Rakti is Raktitvam. Okay? So the third component is Deshikam. Deshikam is a little different. It's almost like you will see almost like folkish phrases that come into the raga. So not like typical, but it'll almost sound like lighter, like a light music, but not exactly. There's much more sliding involved. You won't hear the weightiness of Ghana ragams with the gamakams like very deep, right? You won't hear that for Deshikam phrases. So they carry a lot of musical ideas that come from like traditional cultures, like that influence that folkish feeling of the raga. So some of these ragams are, you can hear these kind of phrases more in like Ananda Bhairavi and Kambhoji. So I'll show you some Deshikam folkish style phrases in Ananda Bhairavi. So similarly, even Kambhoji has such phrases. So for Kambhoji is more like ta-ra, ta-ra-ra, ta-ra-ra-ra, like very like you feel like you're floating. So almost like a flight music touch when you hear these kind of phrases. Okay? So when these ragams embody most, like the beauty of the ragam shines a lot through these folkish phrases, we can classify them under Deshika. That see, for example, in Ananda Bhairavi, we sang a ghana, almost a weighty phrase, which it classifies under actually a ghanam phrase, right? But that doesn't mean that it becomes a ghana raga. Okay? You can express a ragam in all ways, but the ragam, what phrases are mostly composing of, like, sorry, what phrases mostly compose the ragam is what we classify the raga under. So in this case, Ananda Bhairavi has more Deshikam style phrases, so we classify it under Deshikam versus saying that it's a ghana raga, because we bring the beauty of the ragam through those phrases. Okay? So let's go back, let's rewind a little and visit our friend Lakshya, and let's talk about how these two can come to a clash. Okay? They will disagree with each other sometimes. Okay? Their relationship is not always like perfect. So we know that Lakshana provides the foundation of the ragam, and we kind of go off of the Lakshana to build into the Lakshya, right? So I'm gonna tell you guys an example where the Lakshana suggests something, but the Lakshya kind of disagrees with it. Okay? So in this Kirtana, in Naga Gandhari, the Kirtana is like set to Naga Gandhari Ragam, which in the Arohanam it suggests that the possible phrase is Sari Magama. Okay? Sari Magama. But in the Ragam, especially in the Raga Mudra, there comes a phrase where the Swaram becomes Sari Gama. Sari Gama Ga. So many people fought over this. They were like, well, in the Arohanam it says Sari Magama, should that even come? And then some were like, no, like the composer composed it in such a way that the Raga Mudra of Naga Gandhari, when it comes like Naga Gandhari, like it comes very prominently in exactly where the Ragam name is stated in the song. So many argued that the composer meant it to be like that, and that yes, that is an okay phrase because it is mentioned and sung exactly like that, especially with the Ragam name, right? So there were conflicts there. So that's kind of up to who you are to decide what you think is right. You know, you can argue that no, strictly in the Arohanam Avarohanam it says Sari Magama, that is correct, versus somebody that said no, the composer said that Sari Gama Ga is okay because he specifically sang it for the Ragam name, right? So that's kind of where they come to a clash, and it's up to debate. Now you can be like, which is more important? Okay? So Lakshana is just in that case simply not enough to determine that it's an acceptable thing. Okay? So let me conclude now. So today we've seen Lakshana, we've seen Lakshya. They're two separate entities, but somehow they come together and they are so key for expressing ragam in Carnatic music. Lakshana gives us such an important structure, grammar, principles, rules, everything that we need to understand to present a ragam. And Lakshya brings all of these rules to life and brings the life to the ragam through the application of Lakshana. Okay? So one without the other, they're both kind of incomplete. Okay? So with that, I'll conclude my lecture demonstration for today. And